Yes, I got this idea from Simo. And honestly, the idea of this sounds great for a few reasons. Think about it. Yu-Gi-Oh has been out for over 25 years. We have more than 10,000 unique cards. Yet a lot of times, we never really use them. So why not restrict ourselves to the first 10 packs and build a deck and upgrade with new cards along the way? For those who are familiar, with each win, whether it be an actual win or a surrender, we will allow ourselves to buy a new pack. And of course, the legacy packs we obtain are fair game as well. We will then use the new cards we obtain from our packs and will upgrade our deck to hopefully something more playable as time moves on. How far will we go? Well, only time will tell in this Pack-gression series. What's up YouTube? This is MetallicTCG and it's been forever since I've actually done like a face-to-face video besides doing a live stream. Anyway, with that being said, for those who do not know, my chat has actually been asking me several times about doing a Duel Masochist series similar to what Simo does on his channel, but I'm not going to be able to do it any justice. So I figured, you know what, why not? Let's give it a shot. Let's open up 10 packs from the Master Duel generic set with a brand new account, and every now and then let's see what we can actually do. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit subscribe if you actually want to see this series progress. But I don't think we're gonna call it Master Duel Masochist. Simo did a fantastic job making that his own thing, but the concept and the idea is kind of cool. I thought it'd be kind of cool just to go through and use cards we normally wouldn't do and potentially make somewhat of a decent deck. I'm not typically the best deck builder, but that's fine. So I want to say what we essentially do is we open up 10 packs of the Master Duel Master Pack. All right, so honestly, I don't have a whole lot of expectations from what I've seen, but I'm just looking for something decent. So with this being said, we should have at least 50 cards and we could be able to make a 40 card deck. Essentially no problem. With that being said, let's just jump into our packs. Let's go. All right, let's see what we get here. So right off the bat, no UR from the looks of it, but you know what? It's fine. We're just gonna see what actually happens. Who knows? All right, so first pack we get. All right, let's see. So the first card, Flameville Counter. When a speller banish a fire with, oh, way too specific. We're not gonna be able to use it. Red Rose Dragon. I think it's plant. Yeah, so it's tied more to like plant dragons. Though being 1800 for defense is not bad. It is a tuner, so that's kind of relevant. Right of spirit, no way. TG Gear Zombie. You target a TG monster and you control a specialist card from your hand, then target one monster loses 1,000 attack. Oh, that's honestly not too bad. I mean, it is a tuner and it's an easy monster to special summon if we do play. Oh, it's TG. Oh, that's gross. Zombow. When a card is declared with this card declares an attack, it gains 500 attack. This card of the field is destroyed instead of the graveyard. You can special summon a level 1 with 0 attack from your defense. Also, it's destroyed during your next phase. Technically, there's actually a little bit of synergy. Special summon 11. Oh, wait, it has to be and. I thought it was or. Never mind. Dream's dead. Resonator. Oh, Civic. Glacier Beast Polar Penguin. Why haven't I not seen this card in my life? If this card is special summoned, you can target one monster your opponent controls, return it to the hand. And if this card is on the field destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target a monster your opponent controls, return to the hand. Honestly, this is not bad. This is actually somewhat sort of removal. It's kind of like a different version of Nightmare Penguin. We're not going to really get the first effect too much, but honestly, you could summon this, crash into something, and then use it as a card to bounce. It targets, but still, that's actually pretty decent. And oh my god, like everything we have is a tuner. Except for Zombow Wow, but that's fine. All right, so ultra rare. Come on, give me good, or super. I don't think we're gonna be able to go into this. Oh my god. Utopic FO Draco Future. You can also see some of this using an FO Utopic Future. Once per turn, your opponent activates a monster effect. Quick effect, you detach from this card, negate the activation, then gain control of it. Hell of a card, but unfortunately we can't do that, so that's fine. All right, next pack. Come on, give me something good. Give me something good, please. All right, first card. Prank Kids Plan. Unfortunately, a lot of archetype specific is going to be kind of dead. 1500 is not too shabby for a drop, but this card's normal summon. Yeah, we're not going to be able to use Galaxy Clerk's effect. Voltus 17. 100 attack is actually pretty good. When this card is normal summon, you can excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you do, banish one excavated monster to add one of its name to the hand from either your deck or other excavated cards. Once during the end phase of this card, you can go because it was sent there from this turn being normal, so you can excavate the top 3 cards to do. Okay, that's not bad. Its stats for one are pretty good. 1700 attack, 1900 defense. But also, I guess it kind of gives you somewhat of a scrying effect to be able to manipulate what you're going to draw into. Oh shit, Steroid is actually pretty good. If this card attacks an opponent's monster, it gains 500 during damage step only. But if it's attacked, it loses 500. So it's actually kind of good. This is actually pretty decent. Battle Wasp, you can special summon a card from your hand during the main phase. Also, you cannot special summon a monster from the deck from this turn except for insects. That's not a problem. The way that I can see that of actually using Twin Bow the attacker is we can special summon it and use it for tribute fodder. So honestly, we're actually opening up pretty good. Yugioh Mark III is not going to do anything. Sylvanon Dryad. This card cannot be... Oh, it requires another of its self-linked monster. That's not going to happen. Dogmatica Nixus. Must be subject to minus one effect. You can target... Shit, that's not happening. In the GYs, you can target... or link monsters to GY special summon this card from your hand. And if you do, banish them. I mean... there's potential. We could definitely look into this because it's in the GYs. So like if we're playing against somebody who just like, you know, link summons constantly going up the ladder, we could potentially summon this. At the start of the damage step, this card battles a special summon opponent's monster. This destroys all your opponent's monsters in attack position. Then inflict 800. This actually might be a boss monster, honestly. Nexus is not bad. Wow, we're actually doing pretty decent for the polls here. Like, my God. Way better than I was expecting. All right, next set. Nope. Yangxing. Fogblade. Holy shit. This is actually negate. Activate this card by targeting an effect monster. Negate the face-up monster's effect. That monster cannot attack. Also, that monster cannot target face-up monsters for an attack. So this is actually pretty good because it's a negation. And also, we could technically use it in another way. If we choose to target our own creature, it prevents our opponent from attacking it. So we can potentially stall and try to get more answers. So Fogblade is actually pretty good for what we're accomplishing. Oh God, Boon of the Mech Lord Emperor. Hell yeah, Malefic Rainbow Dragon. We're gonna be able to get that off for sure. Stardust Wish. Oh, as specific. Armor Genjutsu Art of Alchemy. Pretty good, but we're not gonna be playing ninjas for quite some time. Light of the Light Charmer. Target a face-up monster your opponent controls as a light, and then getting control of it while it's on the field. I could really be doing too much. Adamascipator La Petite. All rock monsters gain 500 attack, and then in defense, you can also, during your main phase, take up to 5 Adamascipator cards from your deck and then place them in any order. Yeah, that's not going to be happening, unfortunately. Adamascipator is going to be probably something we won't really take advantage of. But so far, we're actually getting some pretty good stuff. All right, so time to open. No! Shit! No. Okay. I didn't mean to do that, but we're good. Okay, I'm sorry. We were supposed to do it slow, but Green Dustin, when this card is on the field, it cannot be distributed. That's kind of a dead card to us right now. But Galwin is actually pretty good. It's 1900, and we're not going to be special summoning it. No, that's dead to us. Oh my God, a ritual card's not going to do it. Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. I mean, it's a generic fusion, so if we're going to get any extra deck fusion cards, being kind of generic is better than nothing, so I guess we'll take that. Dollhouse, Princess Cologne. Here's one of our actually only tribute summon monsters from the main deck, so we actually might be able to use this just to be able to get something done. And of course, thank goodness we got Experly Noir. Yeah, we're not going to be able to play this at all. We're not going for the Pearlies, honestly. All right, next pack. We're pretty much halfway there. Okay, not this up this time. Dragoony Corselia. When this monster equipped with this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can add a level 4 or lower monster from your deck to the hand with the same type and attributes this card is equipped to. That is, unfortunately, it doesn't have an equip effect of its own, so I don't think we'll really be able to use it. Metaphos Tyrant Dragon. If it's special summoned by Metaphos, it gets unaffected by traps, and also if it attacks a monster, it can make a second attack. This actually could potentially be another boss monster we can actually use. We're actually getting some pretty decent levels 5 and above, so we actually kind of need those. Let's see. And then this card is banished during the standby phase of the next turn. You could shuffle this banished card into the deck and special summon a Metaphos from your hand, or banish it during the end phase. That'd be pretty cool, but unfortunately we can't really, unless we get multiple Metaphos, we're not gonna use it, but I like the stats. Oh my god, another Voltus? This is actually insane. Like, its stats are actually pretty good. We'll take that. Oh my god, another 1800 beater? If it's a Zubaba, or, I mean, it's like Utopia, but the fact that it's 1800 attack is actually pretty good. And also, if we get lucky and like get Rhoda or stuff like that, it's a warrior, so it's easily searchable. Masked Ninja Ebisu. 1200 attack, 1800 defense, so we can definitely wall up with this dude. We also did get Ninjutsu Art of Out. That's not too shabby either. Perform a Pal Uni. Once per turn during your main phase, this card's normal special summon. You can special summon to level 3. Perform Pal, not too helpful. During your opponent's turn, you can banish one. Nope. Definitely not helpful. Fright for Sheep. It's a card. And then Drak Goiba? A 1700 attack is not bad. If this card destroys opponents by battle, you can special summon a Drak monster, but it cannot declare an attack this turn. Yo, if we could actually get some, like, any more Drak cards, like, this would be fantastic. So, pretty good, actually. All right, come on. Let's get something good. Let's get this again. Main deck good stuff. We need better removal. So let's hope we get something deep. Necros. I mean, 1600 is not shabby for stat-wise. Ghost Trick Nekomuse. Once per turn, you can charge this face up. I'm going to face up a special summon that to change this. When a level 4 hires normal special summon, change the defense position. You must... Oh, we need to have another Ghost Trick. So we got to hope to be able to rip for another Ghost Trick. Otherwise, it's a dead card. Quick effect, you discard a Worm monster that gains 1,000. Once per turn, discard attack position. I mean, that's not terrible. It's kind of interesting. It's like, it reminds me a bit of a Total Defense Shogun. One of my favorite classic cards, by the way. Burning Bamboo Sword. That thing ain't gonna last long then. If you activate a Bamboo Sword, well, this card's already faced up in your spell or trap zone, you can skip your opponent's next main phase 1. No. Oh my god, that is so bad. I mean, no, it's like good bad. Yeah, we actually got a Disney princess. If this card is normal summon, it's like, it's tied to the stuff from the, what are the Yu-Gi-Oh arcs? With like the Coles of Castle Stromberg. So honestly, this is nothing, unfortunately. Earthbound Immortal. It's not specific. Oh wait, it actually is. You need to control an Earthbound Immortal for this. Once per turn, if your opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, destroy that target. If you do inflict damage equal to half the opponent's monster's destroyed attack. That is actually pretty good. It's a continuous trap, but unfortunately, we need to have an Earthbound monster to activate the effect. Plus, we're going to be in a weird position because we need to have him. We must control an Earthbound monster with an attack higher than the attacking monster to activate and resolve the effect. Like, in not a lot of scenarios would your opponent actually attack if you already have something big on the board. Sunvide Gardna. It's a plant and normal monster, so I really doubt we're going to be able to bring this out, but it is going to be something for the extra deck. Ancient Fairy Dragon. We haven't really ripped into any field spells of noteworthy, but the fact that this thing gets special summon to level 4 is not bad either. But we can't conduct our battle phase, so it is something to consider. We actually have quite a bit of tuner, so this actually potentially could be summonable. Then let's see, you can destroy as many cards in the field spell as possible, and if you do gain 1,000, then add one with a different name than destroyed cards. Not bad actually. Moving on. Okay, I think we've actually gotten quite a bit of extra decks. I'm hoping that we can actually make a legal deck with this. Honeycomb Bee, Supreme King's Castle. Oh, we get to do some dark fusions, some dark heroes. Fusion summon oh wait, yo, that's a field spell for Ancient Fairy Dragon. You can fusion summon fusion material monsters that are special summon with a dark fusion with effects other than dark fusion. Once per turn during damage calc, if a monster battles an opposed monster, you can send an evil hero from your deck or GY to the grave. And your monster attack gains equal to the level times 200. Not too bad. Not too bad. Watmole, make a second attack at 0 defense. Hell yeah. This started the damage of this tower attack to face down monster. You can destroy it. Pretty good. Noble Knight Spearholder. You can target a level 8 or lower monster you control. It becomes Flare Synchron. It's treated as a synchro. I mean, not bad. You can tribute this card at an equip spell from your deck. If we actually get any good equips, this actually could be pretty good. So if we could be able to tutor them out, especially if they're like game-changing equip cards, like Moon Mirror Shield or something. A Wizard Buster Destruction Sword. You can target a Buster player you control, equip this card from your hand to the opponent. So this is one that, oh, this is like the Dweller sort of thing. Okay, gotcha. And this is equipped to the graveyard and the target destruction more. Add it to your hand, not bad. Lightwing Shield. Oh, it's another generic Utopia card. Not does. Goki Asto Sketch. If your opponent monster during damage calc, you can discard this card. The damage you take from that battle is halved. When your opponent activates effect that inflict damage to you during the damage step, you can, except for during the damage step, you discard the card to, okay, again, have it. So it does work for effect in battle, which is pretty cool. And it can also add a Goki card. The fact that it's kind of like a pseudo hand trap, battle phase to protect ourselves from dying, is not bad. It has some use. Burnout. Oh my god, Chemi Critters. I wish this deck did something. But like, yo, pretty good card. Banish a face-up Chemi Critter, special summon 2 from the deck with different names. When your opponent declares a direct attack, you can banish this card, except for the turn sent to the graveyard. Target a banished Gemini, special summon it, and it becomes an effect monster. Chemi Critters were something I wish it took off more. I like Geminis. All right, pack number 8. Please. Removal. Mass removal. Snowplow Hustle Rustle. When your opponent monster declares an attack while you control a card in the spell or trap zone, you can special summon this card from your hand that destroys many cards in the spell or trap zone you do. And if you do, inflict 200 for each one. Oh my god, this is actually pretty, this is good. Like, this is literally a level 10 with 2,500 attack, 3,000 defense. Plus, it actually makes some of the jank, terrible, like, spells and traps we've been getting, like, actually have a purpose. That is good. Oh my, this thing is sick. I'm actually very happy. We got Dispatcherancy. Oh, I love this card. This thing is sick. When it's attacked for, you can change the attack to this card, perform damage calc. When this card is destroyed by opponent's monster of battle, you can destroy that opponent's monster if you do. Gain light points equal to half that monster. I guess it's kind of like a gimmicky card. Ruckler Panda. You can send 500 to the top, and if you do, this card gains attack. Those monsters, this card is destroyed by battle or by your opponent's card effect. You can add 1 monster with the lowest level. So this is actually kind of cool. I mean, it sends stuff from the deck, which is not terrible. I think especially early on, we're probably going to be playing a ton of monsters. But I don't know if we're going to, we might have to add it just because of card space, but Leaf Place Police. So gains 200 attack for each card in your opponent's GY. During your standby phase, if this card's in your hand or GY and your opponent has more cards in the GY than you get special summon this card. Holy shit, this is actually pretty good. Like, we're gonna be playing a much slower placed deck at first, so having the fact that our opponent will probably have more cards, this just becomes instant tribute fodder if we need it. Or it could be a good, like, a stepping stone to be able to do some synchro, or Xyz summoning if we can be able to make some rank 3s and stuff like that. Diplo, I mean, 1600 attack is not bad. The fire, I'd prefer this to be a Dirac, but this is still fine. 1600, we'll take that. Earthbound Walker, Graded Line Walker. It's not an Earthbound Immortal, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Especially if you control a synchro, not going to happen unless we get out Ancient Fairy Dragon. You can add another Earthbound Mortal from your deck. Oh my god, we got the Searcher. Oh, that is funny. But I doubt we're going to be ripping any Earthbound Immortals tonight. Super Quantum Union Magna Formation. Your opponent can attack target Super Quant cards in the field with attacks during main phase. Warrock Medium. When your opponent controls a special summon monster and you control a level 7 or higher. Nope. Not gonna happen. All right, we got something good. Part of the cards. Okay. Let's see what we get. Star Knight Ukulele. I don't know the pronunciation.
Ukulele.
I just call it ukulele. But this thing is sick. 1800 attack with 1000 defense. Mwah. Chef's kiss. Gravity Warrior. It's a nostalgic card. It came in like a premium collection, something with like all the other like agonists. Sylvan Blessing. If I remember correctly, it gains 300 attack for each face of monster your opponent controls. Once per turn during your opponent's battle phase, you can target a defense position monster, change the phase of attack, and it must attack. So it's kind of reminds me of a bit like Red Dragon Archfiend, if anybody knows that card from Jack Atlas. Sylvan Blessing is place a card from your hand on the top of the either deck, and if you do special summon. Unfortunately, the special summon Sylvan effect is mandatory. If it was optional and kind of like cycle something, would be kind of decent, but this doesn't work out. Abyss Actors. I mean, it recurs your resources, but we're not playing Abyss Actors this early. Chaos Core. When your opponent activates a card, either that targets effect and your opponent monster targets it for attack, you can send up to 1 of the Rayas. If you do place a phantasmal counter on this card from that, yeah, I mean, it's a monster. If you do play, so we get, fortunately, we don't have like the Sacred Beast. But this card is summoned, you can send it to the graveyard and inflict 1,000 to your opponent. That is actually pretty sick. Like, it could just be decent if we need to, like, you know, just do 1,000 if we're like getting really close to like games. So that's not terrible. Zora, the Magist of Flame. You can tag a Magistus, you control equip it. This card is equipped with another one of them. You can special summon a level 4 spellcaster from your hand, or do you want a defense position? Honestly, that's actually pretty good. It's also a tuner. Oh my god. Because like I like this because it can go into really easy rank 4s or synchro 8s. Plus, I guess you could also technically like link onto a link 2. But of course, we need more of the Magistus cards. But you know, that's something we're probably gonna throw in the deck anyway. Joker's Wild. Oh man, this card is wild. During the main or battle phase, you could send a spell from your deck to the hand that specifically lists like the Joker Knights, and then it becomes that effect. But unfortunately, we ripped none of the cards, so that's not going to do. Ooh, we got this one. We get something good. Can we get something good? All right, so Electric Jellyfish. You can send in an Umi from your hand to deck or field to special summon 1 water from your hand. When your opponent's monster activates special spells while Yumi. Oh, wait a minute. Oh wait, this is different stats than the original Jellyfish. 14, 17. Yo, that's actually pretty decent. Twilight Rose Knight. When your opponent summons, when this card is normal summon, you can special summon a plant. We have more plants. Rose Knight could be good. He's also a tuner. Oh my god, we're getting some like sick tuners because like this is actually good. If we actually have any other plants or level 4, this plus that is an Ancient Fairy Dragon, which is 21, right? Yeah, that's actually pretty sick. Mermail Abyss Lung. He's got a body for 1800 defense. Your opponent cannot target face-up water monsters, and they all gain 300 attack, so it's basically 15. Wow, we're actually doing pretty decent. Red Warg. Oh, it's a Resonator card. But its attack becomes halved. If you normal summon a Resonator, you can special summon it. I mean, it's pretty sick because Resonators, I think, are level 2. This is a 6. Instant rank, Synchro 8. Lich Lord, King of the Underworld. If you tribute this on the card, the tribute must be dark. If this card is tributed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, add this card to your hand. I mean, it kind of reminds me of the Lich from Adventure Time, so that's got something for it. Neck Lord, Emperor Sky. Skill. Must be special summon effect. When a face of monster controls is by a battle card effect and sent to the graveyard during damage step, you can special summon a card from your hand. Other monsters you control cannot declare an attack. Once per turn, you can target a synchro monster your opponent controls. Equip it to this card. Ooh, actually pretty deep. This card gains attack equal to the combined attack monster you equip card. You can send 1 monster you control to the equip this card. This card can attack your opponents directly this turn. This is fucking sick. Like, it's a 2200 attack and defense level 1. And it's a pretty easy summoning condition. Oh my god, we're getting pretty lucky with these packs for what we're trying to do. We got the Weather Painter. I don't think we're going to be able to really use it much, honestly, but the stats are pretty respectful. And then the final card, Waybridge. Your opponent controls 2 monsters, and you do. Your opponent monsters they control to the graveyard, so they only control 1 monster. This is actually probably going to the deck. It's pretty decent for just kind of like establishing some kind of like it's not like board control, but just like board manipulation to the point where they're in the same spot that we're in terms of monsters. But wow, this is actually not terrible. We actually have some good option here. So let me actually just do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 10. Okay, so I think we technically have a playable, like everything is a playable at this point. So that is going to be very interesting. Okay. Coming out the first iteration of our deck profile for what we're going to be starting with and kind of see where this experiment goes. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe and enjoy the journey, because I sure as hell either will or will not. Anyway, let's just jump into the deck, because a lot of this is actually not playable, but, you know, have to work with what we got. So we're playing one Mech Lord, Emperor Skyld. This is just a pretty good monster to be able to get out easily. It's a level 1, 2200 attack. I cannot ask for anything more than that. Other monsters we cannot attack that we control, but that's fine. We can target an opponent's synchro monster and then equip it to this card and just give it a bit more attack, and then we can always detach it essentially and then get a free attack in. So it's something. It's just basically another monster to have on the board, and it's a special summon target. So if we need to get rid of it, contribute it, so it's fine. One Wind Up Honeybee. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, I can special summon a level 4 Wind Up Warrior, a Wind Up monster from the deck, so that's going to be very helpful. We're playing one Zombow Wow. I've actually looked pretty high and low. Unfortunately, we don't have any things that we can actually use this as like a floater, but unfortunately, it's going to be part of it. We're playing one Ghost Trick Nekomizune. Unfortunately, we don't have any other Ghost Trick cards. We can't really capitalize on an effect, so it's just another monster. We're playing the one Noble Knight Spear Holder. When I first saw this in our actual opening of the 10 packs, go check that out if you haven't seen that, by the way. I got really excited because like this thing can be normal summoned, and then you contribute it, add an equip spell from your deck to your hand. And I was really hoping that we're going to draw some like pretty decent equips from the packs. But I think the only equip we actually got was Burning Bamboo Sword, which we're still going to play because, yeah, we're playing one Fire Trooper. When this card is summoned, we can send it to the grave and deal 1,000 to our opponent. I don't really see that becoming like a game-ending card, but it is just still something to have to apply some pressure. We're playing one copy of Twilight Rose Knight. I'm just going to say what we're playing, not one copy. When this card is normal summon, it can special summon a level 4 or lower plant from your hand. Unfortunately, we didn't get really too lucky in the plant division. At first, I thought a Red Rose Dragon would be a plant, but it's actually a dragon. So for now, it's not as good as it could be because this thing is actually a tuner. But unfortunately, we can't like have another plant and then just summon it off. So it's the stats are whatever. One Wizard Buster Destruction Sword. Again, 1200, 900. We have so little cards, so we don't really have a whole lot of options. The Wither Painter's Son, its stats are not too bad at 1600 attack, so we can just use it to just start pecking our opponent. Red Rose Dragon's defense is 1800, which is pretty sick as well. If we actually get to synchro someone with this, it's not going to do anything, unfortunately. It's like half of our deck. We have Battle Wasp. This is actually a pretty sick card. During your main phase, you can special summon it, but you can't special summon anything else from the extra deck. Boo. But like the idea with this is it can apply a pressure if our opponent has nothing on their board, but you can also special summon it and then use it for tribute fodder. So it's pretty good in that realm too. We are then playing one copy of Glacial Beast Polar Penguin. This thing is actually pretty sick. I like this thing. We're not going to get its special summon effect too often, but what we will do is be able to get the effect that if it gets destroyed by battle or card effect, we can bounce one of our cards that our opponent controls. So you can easily summon this guy and then crash into something and then trigger bounce a card back from your opponent's field, probably their monster, and then start doing damage. So Penguin's pretty good. Leaf Place Playus, or whatever it's called. Basically, the thing I like about this card is it gains 200 attack for each card your opponent controls in their graveyard. So like if they're in mid to late game or they're just like really going through their cards, this thing can be pretty big pretty quick. And of course, if this card is in the GY and your opponent has more cards in the graveyard than we do, we get the special summon this card. Plus, if we actually open with this turn 2 and our opponent, is going off and more cards than us, summons itself. And the fact that it's also not restricted once per duel is actually pretty good too. One copy of Steroid, again, kind of like in the discussion when I first pulled this card. It's a 2300 attack essentially during our turn. 13 during our opponent's turn, so we got to be kind of careful when playing this card, but it's still pretty sick stats, and even if we just set it in defense position, 1800 is still pretty respectful. We actually got 2 copies of Voltas. I apologize. So it's pretty interesting. We're not going to really get this normal summon effect too often, honestly, because we're not playing multiple copies of anything. But during the end phase, this card is sent there because it was after being normal summoned, we can excavate the top 3 cards of our deck and then place them in any order. So we get to kind of like ruffle what we're going to actually be using. One Drak Guyaba. I was actually really excited in this card like early on in the packs because its effect is pretty good. It's basically like a Hydro Geddon, but unfortunately we didn't get any other copies of Jirax, so we're kind of just dealing with this. Diplo, 1600 attack. Nothing more to say. Masked Ninja Ebisu. We are playing it with the one copy of Arma Ninjutsu of Alchemy, but unfortunately it doesn't like do anything. It's fine. 1800 attack, 1200 defense. You know how it is. Same thing with Merman Abyss Long. We actually pulled the one copy Knight of Gowlin. 1900 attack for a level 4 is pretty respectful. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to special summon it, but you know, stats are pretty decent. Start a Satellar Knight Ukulele. Again, just great stats overall. One Performa Pal Uni. Unfortunately, we have no other Performa Pal or Odd Eye support, so this card is just there. Same thing with Galaxy Cleric, but Cleric does have a bit more stats compared to Uni. Well, in terms of attack. We also got one Zubaba Bancho Gagaga Coat. Honestly, I just threw it in there for the 800. Like, that's sick. And then we have one copy of Dragoon Lamp. Unfortunately, it's like effect isn't going to really be any relevant because we really have like no worms in the deck. But again, the fact that it's a 2000 defense body, I can't sleep on that. Zora the Megas of Flame. I actually really was excited when we got this card because it's a tuner, a 1500 attack and defense monster, and it can special summon other level 4 spellcasters from the hand of GY when it becomes equipped with another Magistus monster card. But unfortunately, we didn't pull any of the other ones. So unfortunately, it's just a reminder of what could have been. We're playing one copy of Electric Jellyfish. Pretty decent stats, but unfortunately, we don't have the Yumi. So unfortunately, we can't have any effect negation or boost. But this thing is actually pretty sick. If we can pull a Yumi, we might be good. We have one copy of Metaphos Tyrant Dragon, one of the pseudo boss monsters for the deck. Again, just an easy 2900 attack, 2500 monster. Unfortunately, we're not going to really be able to pop off with its special summoning effects, but it's fine. It's still nearly a Blue Eyes White Dragon in terms of power. Same thing essentially with Earthbound Greater Linewalker. I actually got kind of excited, to be honest with you guys, because I initially thought this was an Earthbound Immortal card, like it was treated as one, but it's not. The reason why, because we actually had Roar the Earthbound Immortal from our polls, but it's a dead card. It's another dead card. But if we control Synchro and have one in the graveyard, we could special summon it. So in some fathomable universe, if we summon Gravity Warrior, we have Ancient Fairy Dragon, we could just slap him on the field. That could happen, right? We're playing one copy of Snowplow Hustle Rustle. Honestly, this is probably one of the best cards we pulled by far because it's just so easy to bring out. When your opponent monster declares a direct attack while you control a card in your spell or trap zone, you can special summon this card from your hand, then destroy as many spell or traps as you can do. And if you do, inflict 200 points for each to your opponent for each card destroyed. Do not special summon any monsters except for machine monsters. I am perfectly fine with that. This thing is just such a powerful card to bring out and really easy to do, so I will gladly take that summon restriction. We're playing one dog Matica Nexus. At first I was like, we're not going to be able to special summon it, but then I read the fact that it's in the graveyards. So if our opponent is like, link climbing or doing this fusion summoning or synchro summoning or Xi summoning, then we can special summon this card and then just banish wherever they have, which is kind of cool because we can just start robbing them of their so it's not going to be impossible to summon. And of course, if we actually somehow bring up our stuff too, that too. But at the start of the damage step, this card battle special summon opponent's monster, destroy all opponent's attack position monsters, inflict 800 for each of the fusion, synchro, Xyz, or link monster destroyed by this effect. So basically any extra X monster besides a pendulums, which is pretty sick, honestly. 32 is also something that I can't shake off. We're playing one copy of Boon of the Luckmord Emperor for consistency. Honestly, pretty much every spell card we're playing is literally just to make this a bit more consistent for the summoning effect, because we need to have something in our spell and trap card zone. 2 of our traps are actually pretty good, so just having a bunch of fake spells that we could just set and then just take some damage for it. We did pull a ninja with some ninjutsu, but unfortunately it's one of the ones that we can't actually use because we need to send other ninjutsu arts to draw 2 cards. If we actually pulled one other ninjutsu art, this could have been pretty good for consistency, but we're playing one copy of Supreme King's Castle for consistency. Same thing. It's basically just for this. But it's also a field spell, so I guess it kind of does open up a little bit more, so we're not clogging up our back row too much, which is basically the same reason why we're playing Adamant's Pater Heat. Unfortunately, none of the cards in our deck are actually rocks. Otherwise, this card would have been a bit more relevant. So, again, I just rather have some of the field spells so we can, set the cards without clogging up our back row. We're playing the one Burning Bamboo Swords, makes us live in case we have nothing but monsters. So that's a good combo. We're playing one copy of Waybridge. I actually have not seen this card, along with a bunch of these since we did this little series. But if your opponent controls 2 or more monsters and you do, your opponent must send monsters they control to the GY, so they only control 1 monster. A lot of the things that we're going to be getting off are going to probably restrict us from having a lot of other monsters, kind of like Snowplow Wrestle. So this seems like it'd be pretty easy for it to actually be consistently be able to pop off. So I'm figuring it's going to be a good form of removal. Bandit Fogblade is actually the best trap card considerably that we pulled up because there's just so many things we can do for this card. So it basically can act as a Fiendish Chain. It can also prevent your opponent's monster from attacking. But the fact that you can also use this card to target one of your own effect monsters and it cannot be targeted for attacks is another form of like protection, because it just allows us to stall out where we don't have to worry about our opponent attacking us. So, which is pretty cool. And eventually they will find an answer for it, and then we might be able to hopefully draw on some better cards to deal with the problem at hand. So Fogblade is actually pretty cool. Honestly, I didn't even think about it, but it said you can target one effect monster on the field. Doesn't have to be your opponent, so pretty resourceful. And then one prank kid's plan for consistency. Any dead card I could just say for consistency. I'm not wrong. I am so wrong. For the extra deck, we're playing Fright for Sheep because this is actually really good because we can't fucking use it. Then we're also going to be playing one copy of Gravity Warrior. Gravity Warrior is actually one of the cards that potentially could be getting out pretty easily with some of the things like, Twilight Rose Knight and some of the other level 3s that we do have. We have plenty of level 3s and tuners for level 3s too. So Gravity Warrior could actually be coming out quite a bit. Does gain 300 attack once it's summoned for each opponent's monster. So it could actually be pretty respectable in terms of size. And we can also give it like the Red Dragon Ult Feigned Attack, where you make your opponent's defense position monster attack it and they attack this card. We're playing one copy of Ancient Fairy Dragon because technically we can use its special summoning effect. This card could actually be brought out onto the field due to us having level 3s and 4s for tuners and not. And we actually are playing some of the field spells so we can pop them, search out the other one, gain life points. So there's actually some merit to playing Ancient Fairy Dragon, plus 3,000 defense. We're playing wonder number FO Utopic Draco Future. So this card is really good because we can exceed the summon by superlatively nor. We're playing this card at one copy. So the thing I really like about this card is we're not going to be able to use it. Not once. Not never. We're not even playing any rank 2s or anything with 5 materials. So this thing is just shit out of luck. We're playing one Sunvine Garna. So we can summon this card by playing one plant nor monster. And then the next copy of our card is going to be Son of Elenduratus. Nope, this ain't going to happen. Unfortunately, I was about to say we actually could have linked into this, but we can't because we need a plant normal monster. So we're kind of screwed. Then we're playing one Dispatcher Paparazzi. This is actually something we potentially could summon. When another monster your opponent when another monster you control is targeted for attack, you can change the attack to this target and then perform a damage calc. When this card is destroyed by battle by your opponent's artifact, you can destroy that monster, and then if you do, gain life points equal to half the monster's attack. Unfortunately, we still take the damage, but it's like half. But it's also somewhat of a form of removal because it forces our opponent's monster to interact with it. So it's something. But yeah, this is going to be the first iteration of the Master Duel Masochist sealed pack, whatever the hell you want to call it, deck. There is actually some things we can do. There's actually some cards that we pulled that are actually really good. But I'm really excited to just getting in some games, getting in some wins, and then we might be able to start slowly but surely making this into something a little bit more cohesive. But yeah, if you don't want to miss some of the hilarious games that are going to be happening, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Comment down below how great this deck is, and yeah, we'll have more content down the road for you guys. We'll get some games in. It'll be a fun time. I don't know how long we're gonna do this series, but we'll give it a shot.